Greg, for as much as you're the Gopher godfather, you talk the Gophers, but you talk much more college football overall. How you feeling about the Gophers going into the season?
Do I do my golden Gopher propaganda spiel right now, or do I make it real? Last year, JR, and I think you and I talked about this. The Golden Gophers were the worst 8-5 football team in the nation, without question. This year, I think they're going to be a better team, but they might finish 8-5 again after winning their 10th bowl game in a row. But I think they're going to be better. Drake Lindsey, second year as a quarterback. Darius Taylor is going to enter the season healthy for the first time in 4 years because we're going to put a bunch of bubble wrap on him. We lost Corey Pirich, who led the Big Ten in missed tackles, or was second in the Big Ten in missed, first among secondary players. Oregon Ducks, if you can get him as he was as a freshman, he's going to be sensational. If you get the Corey Pirich of last year, good luck. I think the Gophers, our wide receiver room is definitely better. Our defensive line led the Big Ten in sacks last year. They're going to lead the Big Ten in sacks again this year.
There you go.
But we got pushed around last year. I mean, you remember, JR? I don't know if you're not old enough, but maybe I'm old enough, unfortunately. But maybe you watch clips of it. You watch the old ABC Wild World of Sports when they would have the Super Bowl teams, the two teams that played in the Super Bowl in the 1970s, and they would go against each other in some Olympic sports. I don't know. Okay. Well, if the Golden Gopher, like the Vikings, would go against whoever they lost in the Super Bowl, the Steelers. If the Gophers were in a tug of war contest against every other Big Ten team last year, they would have lost. I don't know we got pushed around by everybody. Purdue pushed us around, JR. Rutgers pushed us around. Everybody, I mean, we got fortunate in those games. Those teams said, okay, we're done beating you up, Gophers. We'll go ahead and give you the football game. And then Drake Lindsey would make a great drive and everything. This year's going to be a better team overall. A couple of players that no one's heard about that I'm pretty excited. I'm going to give you one name right now, JR.
Okay, let's do it.
And you've not heard of this guy. Nobody in the chat room is. Most Gopher fans haven't heard of this guy, but Hayden Moore, wide receiver out of Florida.
All right,
mid 3-star, I want to say. Right out of the gate in spring camp, he was turning everyone's heads. And then going to the spring football game, there's a lot of steam on the young man. And then in the spring football game, he completely dominated. Hayden Moore, 84. He's going to get some playing time early, so remember that name. But, yeah, I think we're going to be better than last year.
Hey, that's great news. Give Drake Lindsey some help there at the wide receiver position. I'm not going to say it was terrible last year or anything, but he does lose some guys from last season, so you're going to need to try to replenish the talent a little bit.
Well, I mean, we lose Lemenke Brockington, who was really a blocking wide receiver. Not really. He was our wide receiver one, but he wasn't really wide receiver. And then Jalen Smith's coming back. Right. Javon Tracy's coming back to transfer from Miami, Ohio. And we got a couple of guys. We got Noah Jennings, the wide receiver from Cincinnati Bearcats. Who's had an excellent spring. And this Hayden Moore. So look, we were last. This is incredible for a Gopher team. We were last in the Big Ten in rushing. So we had Drake Lindsey, a redshirt freshman quarterback. No running game, very weak wide receiver room. Defense got pushed around. We needed fourth quarter comebacks to defeat Purdue, Rutgers. I mean, it was a very difficult season for my beloved Golden Gophers, JR. It was a struggle from the get-go.
I'll tell you what, all can be forgiven if PJ Fleck just defeats Mississippi State and takes down the SEC, because apparently to Kirby Smart, Starkville, you got to watch out for Starkville. That is the secret hotbed of college football. That
that game is in
Minnesota.
That game is in Minnesota this year.
Yes, it is.
Next year it's in Starkville. Yeah. The quarterback gives me a little worried. I think he's going to run for over because we got a pass rush, right? Nobody can deny that we got a pass rush. Carter Mintz, Anthony Smith. We're gonna go after the quarterback, and that guy's gonna break some long runs on us, Taylor. But other than that, we're gonna be okay. Big Ten, we got this. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Help us out, Minnesota. Help us out.
We got it.
A few more comments here, and then we'll get started with the show. Max says the playoffs will continue to expand until Purdue and Maryland consistently make the tournament. Max also says, JR, I'm buying a dog grooming facility from a former Ohio State football player in Ann Arbor. Can't say the player's name due to the NDA, unfortunately. Well, I am surprised an Ohio State football player opened a business up there to do that. So, I would assume it's a very good dog grooming market if it took an Ohio State football player to buy a business in Ann Arbor. So. Max says Zach needs a slumber. Yes, he does indeed. We got Philip here. Says Zach suspended till he starts his Kent State podcast. There we go. Let's see. Two Masta says Army of 24. There we go. We got some Greg fans in the house. Love it. And Kurt says pretty accurate about his lowly Gophers. Couldn't win on the road. Only Big Ten win was Nebraska. But hey, it was a pretty good win though, right?
Only big win was Nebraska.
Oh, only big.
That's not a big. I'm sorry, that's not a big win.
Yeah,
we beat Nebraska all the time, and I don't want to get on my soapbox, JR. I don't want to.
We can change the title of the episode if we have to, I guess.
I'm so tight. Every off season, it's like Nebraska, Minnesota, and people. Again. Sorry, but not sorry. People spend so much time elevating Nebraska to the Gophers level. Nebraska has not been Minnesota. They're not at Nebraska, 9 straight years under 500 play in Big Ten conference play. 9 straight years. The Gophers haven't been under 500 for 9. We're over 500 more than we're under 500 since PJ Fleck has been here. We've won 9 straight bowl games, 7 under PJ Fleck. We've beaten Nebraska 5 straight times. We do not. Nebraska's 0-30 the last 30 times they played a top 25 team. Minnesota, we're a couple levels above the Cornhuskers. I love you, Cornhuskers. You got a much bigger and better fan base, blah, blah, blah. But on the field, we have destroyed you. So, but in every YouTube channel that I watch, JR, every podcast, Nebraska, they're gonna finish in the top 7. Every one of them's got Nebraska ahead of Minnesota, but every year it's Minnesota that finishes ahead of Nebraska. So Nebraska is not a big win for Minnesota. It just isn't.
Well, let's play a game really fast. I know I said we need to get the episode started, but I think this would be a fun little game for some people to recognize how good Minnesota has been, because I don't think a lot of people recognize it. But of course, you do your homework on all of national college football, Greg. So I think you would do pretty well at this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a team. You tell me if Minnesota since 2021 has more or less wins than this team since 2021. All right. I did not warn Greg beforehand. So if he gets anything wrong, do not shame him.
Look, I'm Greg the Gold. I get nothing wrong. Ask the people. Go ahead.
Yeah, Troy's here. He knows Greg the Gold. All right. Florida, more or less than wins than Minnesota since 2021?
Minnesota's got more wins.
They do, yes. Florida with 29 wins. Apparently the job that is better than Penn State. Don't understand how that is, but whatever. 29 wins. Minnesota has more than that. Let's go South Carolina, Greg.
Since 21. Okay, so they won like 5 games last year, maybe 5. Was it 4? 9?
Another 4 or 5.
The 9. They were 9-4 the year before that. 13.
Yep. Illinois beat them in the bowl game.
South Carolina is less than Minnesota.
Correct. Minnesota 7 more wins than South Carolina.
But then again, JR, if you ask anybody this, they would say, I mean, we're not even saying that Minnesota's good. We're just saying they're a little bit above average in the Big Ten. They are record-wise since PJ.
Right. But people don't talk about them that way.
Across the country, everyone thinks they're a bottom feeder. And every off season. It's every off season.
Yep. Here you go. College football playoff team last year, Greg. Texas A&M. Who has more wins since 2021?
Oh. Ooh.
It's within one game.
Yeah, so that's close. I'm gonna go with the Aggies.
Nope. Minnesota has one more win than Texas A&M since 2021.
Wow.
Minnesota actually has more wins overall than half of the SEC. Texas A&M, South Carolina, Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Auburn, and Vanderbilt. I think if you would ask how many teams in the SEC Minnesota has more wins than, to other people, they would probably say, oh, maybe 4 or 5 teams. But in reality, Minnesota, we're not calling them elite here or anything, folks. We're not saying they're an elite program or anything, but they are a better program than people give them credit for.
They're one of the lowest value brands in the Big Ten, bottom 3, bottom 4. But if we're talking wins and losses and all that stuff, they've been doing pretty good. So, but
with 9 conference games, Greg.
9 conference games. 9 conference games. Yep.
There you go. All right.